Welcome to Project Brupeg. My name's Damien. This week we're finishing off our hydraulic anchor winch. If you want to know more about Brupeg, you can check out our website brupeg.com, where we talk about our missions and how to get on board.
Let's go, wave like you see me now.
So last week we got stuck into our hydraulics. In the first of the two episodes, we managed to get half of the pipe work finished. We got some of our valving done, and then we figured out how we were going to do all of the pipe work up on the bow. This week we're getting stuck in to finishing off the pipe work and getting the anchor winch up and running. What do you reckon the chances are of us being able to feed it in from the back up through here?
Well, I was sort of thinking if we feed it in through there,
Yeah.
when we get to the end, we might be able to push it down enough in here,
Yeah,
slip
right.
it up through there.
Give it up.
Yeah, and sort of, maybe, because like you can't get any higher than that.
No, you're right.
So, like it might be a bit of a,
Just slide it in with the pieces sticking out and then coil it in or whatever.
yeah. Because I was just going to flare one end, slide it in,
Yep.
hook it up at one end and just see how much extra we've got. Like, because here you can't go any higher than there, I think it is.
Yeah, that's your deadline. Yep.
So there. So you want to come down away from that. So that length from there to there might be enough that we can maybe slip it up through there and just plonk it on.
Yeah.
Or we just cut it, see how much extra we've got, and we can cut them somewhere here and just do a small piece to come up and go to there to meet it.
Yeah, righto.
Out of the same length, so you're still using 5 meters, you just two pieces to do it.
Yep.
Is an option. Like,
Alright, cool. Just gonna go next door and pull it through. Okay, you're at the bulkhead, but we'll need to put a bend on it.
okay.
So we've fed the pipe through, and you can sort of see it just doesn't quite line up, square with the fittings, so we're just going to have to throw a bend in it to clear all of the wall, but also make it line up properly with those fittings.
I'm going to make this one the pressure one, so it'll be the fitting closest to the back of the boat.
Yep.
That bulkhead back there.
Yep.
Just so that when it goes through there, it'll line up nice for when they go up the front. I won't have to try and cross them over.
Yeah, fair enough.
It just makes it look like it was thought about when you do that.
Yeah.
Rather than trying to cross them over, or it's switching the line, the hoses up the top, that way the hoses will sort of be nice and neat.
Yeah.
So if we just put a bend and go back that way.
How much room have we got back here? Like, probably haven't got enough to drop it down and then feed it up under here, have we?
Yeah, that's what I was sort of thinking. Don't put the other end in.
Yeah.
Slide it down and like sort of kick it and then just try and slide it back up through there. And hopefully that length there is going to be enough, so once we go to here, once it starts going up, it'll just up in there and disappear.
Give it a go. Yeah. Sweet.
So I might pull this back out, do that bend, get that end sorted.
Yeah, righto.
And then we can figure out roughly where the bend needs to be. And
Okay, cool.
that was on the outside of the curve, so I want to pull it around so that when that matches the boat,
That there's about the curve that we've got down the pipe.
yeah.
Hold it.
Find it. 62 piece pipe bender.
Do that.
Apologise in advance for a donkey in the head.
You good?
No.
Fraction more, isn't it?
Yep. Yeah. And that'll go in and out a couple times.
Not thin pipe, is it?
No, it's pretty
That
thick.
was impressive.
What is it, 1.6 mil or something?
Yeah, 1.63, something like that.
Just looked really easy, like. Remember to go.
I didn't do it as gracefully as you did.
No, graceful wasn't what it was.
No. Okay, I'm just going to spin it round. I walked down the stairs before.
Yeah.
There's a bit of smelly, I'm going to cut off some. I walked down the stairs before and I was thinking, oh, someone's left a key on the step for us. And I thought, oh, and a set of circuit pliers. Oh, that's awesome. Oh, hang on a minute. And then I just started following the crumbs of tools to where the toolbox landed. There's all these random tools down the stairs and across the yard.
The stairs sounds like we're trying to be organised.
What happens when you drop a toolbox 10 feet?
Yeah. I heard it and I thought, no, it doesn't sound like any bodies. That's okay.
We
I
heard
didn't hear any squealing or anything.
We were down the bottom and we heard this crash, dunk, 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 crash, dunk, and we're like looking at each other like, well, it sounds bad. No worries, here we go. Hello, what are you doing? Yeah, pretty borderline tight, eh?
Yep.
I reckon we take maybe 3 inches off.
Yep.
And that'll give us enough room to kind of, you know what I mean, like get out of there.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'll just leave it here. I'll just get my tube cutter.
Yeah, cool. 25 mil, isn't it, for those nuts?
I went out and tried to cut the pine tree down. Fell through the ground like an alley. Oh, what a sound. This must be a nest. I got rocks and sticks against my chest. Right my alley. Dear Queen of Hearts, I'ma grow you white roses so you can learn to be kind. Oh, tell King of Hearts.
Oh, you beauty.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, that works brilliant.
Nice.
Let's get you up on there. Yeah, it's still tight, but it's fine.
It's better.
It's clearing everything there.
Yeah.
Like, you know, you could just put them up here,
Yeah.
hold them up there out the way,
Yeah.
and that'll sort of, you won't really even see them.
Yeah.
You happy with that's
No, that's great. Yeah, that's really good. So, this is our pressure pipe. This is the one that basically runs from the autopilot, the little valve on the side of the autopilot in the engine room, right the way through the freezer room, comes up through the floor in the kitchen, works its way all the way along this cabin. So this is one of our bunks, the second bunk above us here. Works all the way along through this wall here. So that wall cavity is going to be completely encapsulated in insulation. So there's anywhere between 200 and 300 millimeters of insulation on that side of the hull right beside this bunk. So when we go into the ice, there's plenty of insulation to make sure that we're nice and warm. And likewise in the tropics, also keep us cool in the tropics. So this pipe work, you won't see any of it, but we have to make sure that no matter what, it's well away from any of the steelwork, because we don't want anything to chafe and any of the hydraulics to burst, and that'll be a nightmare, and then our anchor winch stops, and eventually our steering will stop as well. So we have to be pretty careful of that. So one of the ways that we solve that is by making sure that we've got clearance to start with, and then we're going to weld in some of those little plastic tags that I was showing you earlier that help us hold the pipe wherever it is that we want it to be sitting. So for now, we're going to size this pipe up. We'll start bending the back end of it so that we can get it bolted down onto the floor next to the fridge. Once that's done, we can start working on the second pipe that'll be running from this fitting here back to the second fitting down in the kitchen as well.
It's got to be about 675 to come down
Yeah.
to meet there.
Yeah.
We don't try.
Worst case, we end up just cutting it. I
Well,
suppose.
basically, if it won't go, I just cut it there.
Yeah.
I'll have to take a bit out to be able to put flare on this side, flare on this side, and the joiner in the middle.
Yeah.
And that's it.
All right. Sweet.
Cool.
Where are you going?
What?
What are you doing?
So behind the wall, it'll sit up and behind here. We're just figuring out basically how to come along and then bend it and go straight down onto the footing on the ground.
I see.
Yeah. And what we're figuring is that if we can't figure it out, because we've got to squeeze it up under this bit here.
Yeah.
If we can't get it up, then we'll just cut the pipe out in the clear and then put a joiner so that it's like two pieces of pipe.
Yeah, right.
So Sam and me are busy putting pipework through Brupeg's kitchen. Well, life on Brupeg, Jess is over the back doing the dishes.
I've lost my squidgy.
She's lost her squidgy.
To our is so you can learn to be kind.
Probably lose a bit of length when we pop it back in the wall because it'll want to sit
Yeah.
further away.
So we need to crack it off the other end so we can spin
Yeah,
it, don't
we'll
we?
bust it off the other end. That way we can.
You need me to twist it?
I just want to put your end on.
Yep.
You want to do it up? Pretty close. Once I flare it, I should be able to. You just want to tighten it up into place because that might actually change. And just swing it up. Yep.
Just go maybe a couple of inches bigger than this one.
Yeah, I'd probably go 3. That way, if it's too long, we can shorten it.
Yeah, alright.
Yeah. Something like that.
Yeah. Almost might need to bother with this being here if we do it that way.
I'll try and get them to sit side by side like that.
Yeah.
Even if you've got a couple of clamps, we can, once we get that end sorted, we can clamp them together, give us a gap spacing all the way along.
Righto.
And then it's be a matter of whenever you can, grind it back, zap, zap.
Alright, cool. What's up, bud? Yep, keep coming. Yeah, push that through. Okay, work. Let me just spin it round and bolt it up.
I'll nick 2 inches off and see how it sits.
Yep.
And then, because we can always take more off. If we take too much off, then we're back at square one.
Alright, sweet, sounds good.
Cool. Do you want to scrounge up a couple extra clamps?
Yep.
Because once we get that shortened back there,
Bolt it up.
we might be able to just set them together.
Yeah.
Might give us that nice curve all the way through.
Yeah, righto. Right, and then what's the plan? We push these ones in.
Well, I was sort of thinking we could probably push that one out a bit, and
Yep.
whether you want to try and mimic that bend there so it'll sit on the other side of that.
We almost need to have more bend there in order to be able to
Yeah,
bend,
so I
don't we?
was thinking that, whether we try and get a bit more bend in that, push it towards the wall more, towards the outside of the boat, and then do the same with this one, go more,
Yeah.
shoot it over here.
So last job for the night, we've got one of the two pipes in, and this pipe that's sticking out over here, we just need to bend it down so that it matches that one that you can see going into the floor there, where that red cap is on the ground. So figuring out where the bends are going to go so that it aligns up spot on with that fitting. You can sort of see the angle that it has to go down in. Once we bend it, we can then tuck it up under that wall like that one behind it where it disappears and you can't actually see it. So we'll get that done, and that's us for the night.
So it'd be horizontal through there.
Yep.
Just otherwise it would look funny unless you want to stack them against the wall or against these beams.
No, I'm all good. Horizontal, horizontal my preference.
Keeps them up higher.
Yep.
And then they'll just do a slight twist in here, but you won't really notice.
That's
and
okay.
this one will tuck in underneath here, and come down
Down it
there.
goes. Yeah.
So they'll be horizontal through there, and then they'll do a little bit of a twist. This one will come down underneath this one. Then we do our bend, and it should just drop straight on top of this.
Sweet.
So tomorrow it'll be just those two in the anchor well, 4 hoses up the front, and then it's all done.
Start the motor and see if we got some oil.
Yeah. We'll just have to, I don't know whether you want to rig 24 volts on a switch to that coil so we can feed it up through the tubes here up to the
Right.
anchor winch.
Yeah,
Because
right.
it'll default to the
Steering.
That's probably not a bad thing. We'll test that T-piece
Yeah.
on the return line. So
I'll
make
have to
sure-
just jimmy something up. I've got a couple of 12-volt batteries down there. We'll just jimmy something together.
too far, but let's stretch it back.
Right. Unbolt it at this end so we can.
Yeah, so I can put the twist on it that I need.
Alright, we're just going to let that clamp off.
Okay. I'll have to knock a little bit off this one.
You right, you're in?
Oh, I just have to knock a little bit of length off this one.
No worries. Tight. Was the other one a bit shorter or something?
No, I think because I have more length across here, I could sort of bend it a bit more.
Ah, got you. You'll be down the beach soon, you big fluffy dog.
My dog hates the beach.
Yeah.
Absolutely hates it. The first time we took him to the beach was just down here at Burner Heads.
Yeah.
And he just claws out and he was flying up the beach away from the water.
Yeah.
Picked him up and tried to put him in the water and he's all, nope, don't want anything to do with it. But the hose, he's a completely different dog when it comes to the hose.
Yeah.
Just can't get enough of the hose.
Hey. There we go. You gonna be able to flare it up there now?
Oh yeah, flaring's the easy bit.
Righto.
Do you wanna?
Bulk it back up.
I even just hold it up where it needs to be.
Right.
I just want to see if I've got.
Yeah, righto. You're on the fitting now.
Yeah, righto.
Not anymore.
I'm going to take another little bit off it.
Alright. Home stretch.
Hopefully. Very much. You're just going to have a hand winch on that deck crane you got up the front there?
Yeah, pretty much. Did think about doing power winch like electric or something like that. I was like, just the amount of fucking around sea water and green water and nothing's gonna last. Just do hand winch.
That's it. Something you can go and pick up for $50 from somewhere, and
it's just to lift our anchors and stuff.
Yeah.
It's just heavy.
fingers crossed.
Hey.
You can see what your end looks like.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm on the taper there.
Yep, we're all good.
Yep. Working. Slight misalignment.
It's close.
So final day, we're going to get stuck in. We've got a couple more pipes to hook up, but yeah, I think we'll knock this over by lunchtime maybe today.
That little pump down on the left-hand side of the motor there, little blue one.
Yep.
So basically, that was feeding the original steering system over here. So what we've done, we've put this diverter valve in.
Yeah.
So with no power, it defaults to the steering. Just in case you lose power, it's not going to kill your steering. And then when you want to run the anchor winch, just power this up and it feeds the oil through that pipe all the way up the front.
Yeah.
So, and then you've got your manual control on the actual anchor winch itself for up and down.
And it just overrides that.
Yeah, so basically your oil coming in here, it's either got two pathways. It goes through here or it goes that way. And then the oil, returning oil, I've teed into this return pipe in the next room. So it all just comes back no matter which system you're using. Yeah, teeing the return line in here. Just because it won't matter. Being return line is going to be next to no pressure in it, so it doesn't matter if it joins in with the other circuit, or it's just going to go back to tank. So I'm just going to figure out how much drop we want. Put that down there, that'll be nice. So we used single piece 5 metre lengths. The tubes come in 6 metre lengths, but we've cut them at 5 metres, and basically so they come up there and follow the wall all the way around, and do a couple of funky bends up the end to get it to go to the wall. But I think I bent this one a little bit short last night, so by the time we want to clamp it all up in place and see how far off we are, we might have to extend that bend out, get it to come a little bit further, and do another bend to get it to come straight down.
One of the issues we had last night was when we made that final pipe. It was late in the day, we were both pretty tired, and we bent it ever so slightly too short. And what that means is essentially the pipe doesn't come down perfectly onto the fitting, it's on a slight angle. So one of the plans that we've got, we're going to clamp up all the pipes so that they're holding where they need to. We're going to extend out that bend that we made last night slightly. That's what the boys are doing right now. And then we're going to put another bend in, so it'll come along, go slightly down like that, and then go straight down, and that way we can line it up perfectly on the bulkhead fitting.
You try and stretch that bend out, and then do another, like do a 45, 45, stagger the bend.
Yeah.
And hopefully that'll get it. But with these pipes, you got to be pretty well square on for that to seal properly. 45, and then do another 45 and come down.
Yeah.
And that way it'll all sit neatly up through there. You'll just have a double bend here. Or the other option is to cut it and put a joiner in. But I don't really want to do that.
It's so close, I reckon you can get away with bending it, eh?
Yeah. So all I do is undo it, swing it out, stretch that bend out to roughly a 45, stick it back in there, and just have to try.
How far is it that way? Like an inch or two?
Probably only. Yeah.
Yeah.
I heard my house. Can we go your way at all? Yeah, right. I'll just have to take it out and I'll do the bend with this when it's out here. So if you want to take those clamps off and then... Gradually go in and do it in stages, you get a nicer finish. Because if you just jam it in there, you can split the flares if you force them too quick. Found that up the hard way a couple of times. Pipe gets really short after you do it a couple of times. Especially with your smaller stuff, ½ inch and smaller, you really got to be gentle.
All the stuff you guys would be doing would be like steel, wouldn't it? Wouldn't be copper or anything?
No, copper's usually, we do use it from time to time in your smaller boat steering, so not powered like this, in just your little helm pumps, your manual ones, just because the pressure's not there. It's not uncommon to find brass tubing everywhere, but the steering companies are sort of heading more to poly tubes these days.
Yeah, right.
They got a real thick wall poly tube.
Yeah.
Just it's more flexible.
Makes sense, eh?
Yeah. Probably cheaper to pump out too.
Yeah.
Well,
Ready for all that to go back in?
yeah. Where they are.
We've got the front piping done throughout the interior of the boat. We're going to climb back down into the freezer room, finish off the pipes down there. Now that we know what we've got to do down there, we know how much pipe we're going to be needing and so on. We've got the little bends, I'll show you these. They're basically like a little drop, does a 90, but instead of it being quite short, you can space them out. So we've got some downstairs that are 75mm deep rather than 50mm like these ones. Oh, there we go, there's a longer one. So we're using these downstairs to spin the piping around. So we'll go down, we'll get that finished, and yeah, we'll press on, then we'll be in the anchor locker. So while the boys are downstairs finishing off the pipe work in the freezer room, it's a really good opportunity to start let you know about what this winch is capable of doing. So it's a 40-to-1 reduction on this winch. We think it's a Borg-Warner winch, but we're really not sure of that. And that's only based off a few people saying it looked like one that they worked on back in the day. She's pretty powerful, so with the right motor, as it's currently set up, this thing will lift 2 tonne. So our anchor is 110 kg, our chain is about 1.2 tonnes, something like that, so we can easily lift the full thing dangling 150 metres straight down with the 110 kg anchor, and so that's generally not going to happen. Most of the time we're going to be, have half the chain out and most of it will be sitting on the bottom, so we should be able to pull the boat forward into a decent headwind. We do have a fairly slow motor on this, so it's a small motor. We're limited by the pressure we can provide from the main engine pump, and the motor on here is small, but if we want to go faster, so at the moment it'll lift 2 tonne at 4 metres a minute, so it's very slow. We can double it, we can do 8 metres a minute if we go down to 1 tonne lift capacity, or that's by basically putting a smaller motor on, or we can put a bigger pump at the other end, at the motor end, the main engine end, and yeah, bump up how much oil was actually getting up to this pump. So for starters, we're going to be doing 2 tonne 4 metres, and then we're going to start working back from there and try and speed this thing up. I don't really want to go less than 2 tonne lift capacity because I want to have the ability to really haul on this anchor if I need to. Yeah, we'll see how we go. Jess arriving back from the vet. We had to take little Mission. He's been having a bit of trouble with his bowel, so he went off to the vet and got a check-up. We'll find out how he's doing soon, I guess. So the boys have finished off the pipe work in the freezer room. What we've got the fitting up behind my head here. That's the 75mm 90s, and then they come along. They've got a nice bend in here, and then they join in. So we've got one pipe joining in here, and then this other one runs all the way down to the engine room. One of the things we need to do is, if I come right up by the roof, let me show you this. That distance there, we just need to put a clamp in there to lift that away from that beam. So the way that we'll solve that is by basically getting one of our little green twin clamp things. When they've got the second pipe sitting in beside it, we'll run a clamp across here basically with 2 of those holding it out, and that'll bring it down so that it's pretty much parallel and level the whole way through. So those 2 red fittings in the far side there and the anchor locker, we have to bring those across to these 2 fittings up in here. So the way that the guys are thinking of doing it is put a 45-degree bend. You can get a little fitting that's basically a 45-degree fitting. They're going to screw those onto those there so that we can try and potentially get a straight run right the way through. And that there is that's about the run that we have to make, so we should be able to clear everything. We're just going to try and get a straight run all the way through. They've gone and used these long drop 90s, which basically pull the horizontal pipe down quite a wee way from the deck, from the fitting that's in the deck. They're going to use those, run a straight length of pipe all the way through to the bulkheads and put the 45-degree bend fitting on the bulkhead itself. It saves having to do any bend work in the pipe itself. So with that, pretty much all of the steel work is done, and we now just need to start sticking into the rubber hosing.
We need one more to go with that other nut.
One of the ways that they clean these pipes out is they get these little foam, they call them wads. It's a bit like an earplug, I suppose you could call it. And they basically put that in. Sometimes you put a bit of lubricant like diesel or something, and then you fire it straight down the end of the hose. Just like that. They fire out the end and it cleans all of the goo out of the line, ready to go. So these fittings that they got here, it's basically like a hose tail, so you push the rubber hose onto it where you want it, like so. And then that outer collar can get pressed down and it holds the hose so that it can't come off that hose tail. Just gonna see if we can do 90s and get it sitting a bit tighter into the body of the winch so it doesn't interfere with the handle too much.
White marks to get our orientation correct. just inside there. And we got our crimp.
Nice.
Looks right to me. We'll probably just zip tie them together, just to stop them from getting really rubbed.
Flapping around.
That's it.
I hope all this shit works. I've never checked any of it.
What's that?
I rebuilt all of this and then just thought that all looks like hydraulics and I don't know how that works, so I'll just assume it's good and move on.
Should be right.
It's either going to work or it's not.
Nah, it'll work. It's
Not really much that can go wrong with them, I think.
That's kind of where I was thinking with it.
Yeah.
Last flare of the day on the last pipe that goes from the forward bulkhead in the cabin right up to the pipes just below the anchor winch.
cool.
Try that, eh?
Yeah.
So just going through now, we're just nipping up all of the different fittings that have been used, just making sure nothing's going to splurt oil everywhere. And then we'll fire up the engine in a sec and we'll actually see if we can spin this winch round. They're looking all good?
Yeah, nothing wet yet.
Alright. On the front. Moment of truth. So, you jump in. Anything untoward?
No, we're looking pretty good so far.
Alright. See if we can spin around, eh?
Yeah.
Hey. There's our 4 meters a minute.
Down is down, up is up.
Hey,
Down is down, up is up.
cool.
Oh.
Nice, it works. Thank you very much.
I'll just double check now that's had some pressure in the system.
Yeah.
It might go a little bit quicker as you rev the engine, obviously you're going to get more flow out of the pump.
Yeah, righto.
But
That's our speed for now. Yeah. So that's what we're working with, and we'll figure out a way to speed that up.
you can probably put a larger pulley on there, but I guess you're probably restricted by your height there. But Obviously a large diameter
Spin it a bit faster.
will help pull the chain up more. So I'll just double check everything now. It's had some pressure.
Still happy a little?
Looking pretty good. There was a spray on the wall, but I think it's when you've cut the hole saw.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like thinking, oh crap, it's spraying all over the wall.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, cool. Is that right?
Yeah, it seems to be going work.
Whoa.
Do you want to go and play with it?
Yeah, I'd love to have a look. Stay here, Mish. Oh wow!
Your winch awaits.
Wow, look at that!
Do you want to use it?
How do I do it?
Lift the lever up and down.
Whoa! That is incredible! You wanna video me videoing? Wow! That's incredible!
Happy with that?
Yeah, that's amazing. Wow. Oh, it looks really gorgeous too, doesn't it?
Sam has given us an anchor winch that is functioning, which is bloody awesome. It's been a long time coming. The engine's up and running, the engine is powering the anchor winch, and our steering is now working as well. The whole hydraulic system was all hooked in together. So on Brupeg, we've got functioning steering, functioning anchor, and functioning engine. It's been an awesome few days. So building this project, we get to meet some pretty remarkable people. I was in the supermarket the other day, and a mate that he built a trawler here a while back. I saw him in the supermarket, said hi. He said, come round, I got some stuff for you. This is what he's like. I mentioned we set the hydraulics up, and he said, you can have a pump I've got. This thing is a beast. He said it's about 9 grand to replace these, and he rebuilt it a few years ago. It cost him 4 grand to rebuild. It's an absolute monster of a thing. Like, the inlet on this is probably 1.5 inches diameter, and it's a 2-port system, so you can run 2 completely independent large systems off this. Previously, this used to run everything on a 60-ton trawler, so 2 winches, a small crane, an anchor winch. All of the hydraulics were run off this, so that is going to be the upgrade to Brupeg because of Gordon's generosity. So the plan with the winch is, for now we're going to roll with what we've set up for dump and run. That's going to get us in the water and it'll get us out of trouble. We've got that big old pump that we've been donated. So the plan with that is we're going to mount that, get a clutch and everything organised for the front of it, and that'll be our upgrade for our anchoring system.